Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sell More Book Show, episode 608. I'm Brian Cohen from Best Page Forward, joined by Tracy Fredyrchowski, who writes amazing Amish mysteries, Amish romance / women's fiction, is one of the fantastic coaches in our Groundbreakers program. Tracy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Brian. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I mean, you did such a great job last week of talking about the data and how data has kind of changed what you write. Data has helped you decide what to move forward on, what not to. Like, what do you think was the biggest clue that your Amish women's fiction, which you'd originally thought of as Amish romance, was not doing it? And then the biggest clue that the Amish mystery was the direction to lean into?
First of all, I knew that something was off because I'd get more clicks than I'd get, my clicks. I had lots of clicks, but wasn't getting sales.
Right.
So that was my first indication that something was off. And then I kept getting notes from the readers that were reading it. They'd put in the reviews, this was unlike any Amish romance I ever wrote or ever read. And I saw that over and over and over again, that this wasn't like any other Amish romance I've read. So then I started to dig into the reviews, and I'm not one to dig into reviews, but I had to try to figure out what they were talking about. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I didn't have a happily ever after. Not even a happily ever after for now. It was about a 16-year-old girl and the relationship she had with her family. It wasn't a romance. So
no,
you just learn those things. That book is still for sale and it still sells. And I've got thousands and thousands of reviews, but yeah, I knew. And then by the time I went to go pivot a little bit to go to a different trope altogether, different genre altogether, not genre, but anyway, I went to mystery and I did a lot of research first. I read a lot. I watched a lot of movies. I immersed myself into the cozy mystery realm. And then I understood what reader expectations were all about. So, and now that's awesome. Mystery is my best-selling series. So
there we go. The data gives clues. You had to do some scary stuff, like looking at those 5-star, 1-star reviews. But when you did, it clued you in, and that's the best part.
Sometimes when something's wrong, even though we don't like to look at reviews, go read your reviews. You're probably going to figure out what's the matter with the story.
I love it. Go check out Tracy'sAmishBooks.com. Check out some books there in the Amish fiction realm, and I'm excited to just jump right into the top story this week. Small screen dreams. We're seeing an increase in romance authors having their IP optioned for television, according to a recent article on ScreenRant.com. And to build on that good news, it seems that self-published authors are making a showing alongside their traditionally published counterparts. Quote, TV writers have cracked the code for bringing romance books to the small screen, says Danny Kessel Odom in the recent article, which highlights 10 different romance series currently getting the television treatment. Author Elle Kennedy's new Amazon Prime show, for instance, is based on her best-selling steamy hockey romance series. Kennedy Ryan, who started off with traditional publishing before switching to self-publishing, also has a book headed to streaming. Her best-selling novel, Before I Let Go, and the first book in her Skyland trilogy, is being developed by Universal TV for Peacock. Indie author Elsie Silver will see not one, but 2 television shows based on her novels. Wild Love is one book getting the treatment. And then Silver's Chestnut Springs books, a Western romance series, are also getting the adaptation. It's not just straight romances making waves either. The small screen adaptation of Cleat Cute, a sapphic sports romantic comedy by Meryl Wilsner, is on its way to TV. Wilsner is an LGBTQ author who started writing fan fiction before making it with her original stories. This news seems promising and hopeful for self-published authors everywhere. No longer does independent publishing mean New York can't come knocking, or Hollywood for that matter. The sky's the limit for authors, traditional or self-published alike. Tracy, I see it every week. One indie author or another is sharing that they've sold some rights, they've sold foreign rights, they've sold audiobook rights. I mean, it's a lot different than when we started this thing. When we started publishing, you never heard this stuff, and now you hear it every week. What came into your brain after hearing about this article?
I want my series on television.
Of
I want my
course.
series to make a movie.
Yes. I think it could.
Yeah.
Look, I've seen Amish mystery TV. It's out there.
There are movies, Amish movies being made all the time. Serena Miller from the Sugar Creek series, her books were picked up and made into a movies, and she's a friend of mine, and I love watching it. I've read the books and then I watched the series. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. So if I was going to pick a series, I'd pick my books for my series, of course. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. So, in these hot potato wisdom questions, like, other than your own, because of course you want your own, can you think of a book series you've read that would be great for streaming?
I can't really think of the name of a series right now, but any series that has a sense of community. I like to read. I like to watch clean Christian movies, family-centered series or movies that have a message, that shows community, that maybe is in a town or a community that I can relate with. So just, anything that talks hope and warmth and family and clean. That's what I would like to watch. So there are many great authors out there that have written stories and series just like that. And I think that as our families need something wholesome to watch.
Oh yeah. No, I'm always thinking about that for my daughter for sure. You got a question for me?
I do. Is there anything authors can do to make books or series more attractive to Hollywood?
Look, there's nothing out there like writing books that sell. Everyone wants a shortcut. Everyone wants, cut to the chase. Like, what if I query like 20 agents about this? It's like, no. The best thing that's going to make you a movie deal, a 7-figure movie deal, is to sell 7 figures worth of books. There's like very little that all these names, Elsie Silver and Elle Kennedy, have all sold so many books. And it's selling those many, many, many books that led to them getting these deals. And so we cannot discount the value of having a book that is valued by 1 million people. There's no real shortcut, I think. And the way to sell books, the way to have books that sell 1 million copies is by writing what readers want. And so,
absolutely.
Sorry, I couldn't give a shortcut there, though. I wish we all had it.
I think also that you have to have a brand that looks polished. If they're gonna, if they see you've sold 7 million books or whatever, and then have some honky website or platform that doesn't back up that professionalism, I really think that branding has a lot to do with, okay, can they count on you to be a good steward of what they're offering you, I guess is the way you want to put it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it needs to look as professional as they do. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. We've got another lightning round coming up here, so we need another lightning sound. Here's Tracy taking another crack at it. Ooh, I liked that. That was really good. That made me happy. So, Tracy, do you have any Christmas marketing tips specific to Christian or Amish romance? We got Christmas coming up here.
We do. Buyers are different. Readers are different in November and December. Readers are now buyers, gift buyers. So we sort of have to work in those little pockets. That Black Friday, that first week in December is a big pocket to run promos or stacked ads or something to get your book out there all over the place. And then another pocket would probably be between Christmas and New Year's, because people have gotten Kindles and they're trying to fill their Kindles. So that's a good pocket to get some extra marketing going out there. But we can't forget January either. Once all the holiday parties and all the family visiting's over and people have gotten back down into just normal life, January is a good pocket to do some promos as well. So, and then I do believe that every year, I think it's important, if you have multiple Christmas books, that those Christmas Amazon ads should definitely have a keyword ad that has just Christmas titles in it. Would you agree?
I mean, if you have a Christmas book, marketing to other Christmas books makes all the sense in the world. I think that the only thing you have to be careful of is if it gets real clicky and you notice like, wow, this is getting 100 clicks more than usual per week. You just want to make sure it's converting. But I absolutely agree with you. Getting the right keywords into that ad that are focused on books like yours. If yours is a Christmas book, then yes, absolutely. So just one caveat in there. But you've got a question for me.
I do. Should you consider discounting your books at Christmas, or is there another tactic worth considering?
I do not believe in discounting your books during Christmas, because people are actually buying stuff. They're buying stuff for their loved ones. They are not really thinking about how cheap can I be for my loved ones. They are thinking about, well, what would my people like? And so do not worry about, oh, well, I'll sneak in on a deal and some deal conscious person. Look, I think that if you are really looking to maximize your profitability in the holiday season, you're probably keeping everything full price. That is
bundles or box sets and bundles work really well at Christmas time.
Great tip. They absolutely do. And we're not talking 99-cent bundles. We're talking full price bundles. Bundles. Tracy, we've been talking about these streaming shows. Has a TV program or streaming show ever inspired you to write something?
Father Brown, Murder, She Wrote. Like when when I was researching Nicole Cozy Mystery and Mystery Avenue, I just absorbed whatever I could watch. But Father Brown, I really enjoyed Father Brown, and I enjoyed Murder, She Wrote too. So yeah, those two.
I never watched Father Brown, but Murder, She Wrote. Oh yeah, so good. So good. Awesome. You've got a question for me?
I do. What are your best tips for a successful reader or lead magnet?
Okay. So it's helpful to distinguish. Damon Courtney taught me this from Book Funnel. A reader magnet goes at the end of your book. A lead magnet is something that goes out into the world, whether it's in these promos or trying to find people who've never heard of you before. Lead magnet is something that anyone coming off the street knowing that they like a certain genre could read this book. So it's not really your bonus scene. It's not really your behind the scenes look at this character. It is something that a new reader, a reader who's never heard of you, could read and say, I like that this person writes in this genre. I've been called by their book one. That's what you want a lead magnet to be. And then Evan Gow taught me at the back of your lead magnet, have a link to the book one. Simple, but effective. And so between the mailing list wizard people of both Damon and Evan. I've learned a lot, but that lead magnet, which you could promote in promos or in a Facebook ad, should be something that people who don't know who you are could still enjoy if they enjoy your genre.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
So every Christmas, going back to our whole Christmas thing, every Christmas I write a lead magnet for the series that I'm launching the following year. And I give that lead magnet as a Christmas present to my email list only. And it gets,
Nice.
and I have that first book in the series set up on pre-order. So it gives them a gift, gets them right in the first series, and that series launches in 2026. So I try to do that every Christmas with whatever series I'm launching the next year. And it's worked for me, guys.
I love it. That's fantastic. Thank you for the extra tip.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So last question here in the lightning round. Tracy, what was your biggest investment, the biggest investment you made in your author career?
Coaching. Just plain off the bat coaching. The frivolous thing I ever bought was the first time I got a royalties check, I bought a new desk for my office.
Oh,
The
deserved.
second thing was I started ad school. And the third thing, I invested in coaching, and it took my career to the next level.
I love it. Yeah, I got a second on coaching. I mean, I have spent in my career, I'm just trying to like calculate it all in my head. I have spent probably definitely over $100,000 on coaching in my career. Now, you know, I have a different business model than a lot of people listening to the show, but like those things have definitely, like, my business earned six figures, then it earned mid six figures, then it earned high six figures. And then I was stuck there for 4 years. It's not like it's a bad place to be stuck, but I was stuck. And then coaching helped me get to seven figures. Coaching has helped me get to this year, we're on pace for $1.5 million in gross revenue. And it's like that never would have happened if I didn't have the accelerant of coaching to help guide me to where to go next. And
do you think that when you coach or when you've been coached, it's different being coached than being a coach?
It's
you
have so
to put yourself on the back burner, and you have to be open to suggestions. You're getting those suggestions, right, from people who have been in your shoes, who've already made all the mistakes. They're they're hoping to teach you because of their mistakes. So I think as somebody coming into coaching, my advice would have an open, what am I trying to say? Be open
mind, be
to
malleable, be willing to take feedback. Yeah, those, I mean, you need to be. And it's hard once you've been a coach, then taking feedback, as I've had to do, and I've been resistant to, but I'm getting better at, like, taking that feedback when you think you know all the answers is hard. That's why you need to come in with the beginner's mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine that was probably hard for you after all those years of coaching, and then turning around and having somebody coach you. It's like, no, but I know better, or this is how I want to do it. But you really do have to be a little plowable.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. So we need to come up with a question of the week for this one. Tracy, I wasn't sure if you had one in mind for this one too.
Don't have another one.
And you're suffering here. See, so let me jump in on this one then. This will be a fun one. If your book was picked up for a movie or streaming deal, what would your series premiere launch party look like? I think that would be a ton of fun. Like when I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, we were still in a little itty bitty apartment, and so it was like we had like 30 people packed in there
Oh my
sitting on
goodness.
the ground like a kindergarten class or something. And so that's probably how it would look, except hopefully we wouldn't be quite in that boat at this point of our lives. But I'm very interested in what you guys think. You can answer the question of the week over at the Sell More Book Show After Party Facebook group or at sellmorebookshow.com. Tracy, this has been a great 2 weeks. I've been very glad to have you here.
Well, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure. I love talking coaching with you. I love talking ad school. I love talking metadata.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
talking metadata.
Me too. And remember, Tracy can be your coach if you go to our website, bestpageforward.net. Shoot us a little message about Groundbreakers. We would love, love, love to have you in our programs and teach you what the next steps you could be taking are. And Tracy's learned from us, and now she can impart unto you. And yeah, we'd love to have that. But also, go check out Tracy's books. What's the website for your books again there, Tracy?
Tracy'sAmishBooks.com. Tracy'sAmishBooks.com.
Go for it, everybody. We're going to have another wonderful guest co-host next week, but I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a great start to your December, and we will be there next week with a new co-host for episode 609. Have a great book selling week, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.